Hi, I'm Linda Howe, spiritual counselor, award-winning author, and teacher. I work with people to help them identify their soul's path and then bring their soul's purposes to life. And I do this through the Akashic record with the pathway prayer process. I am the leading expert in the field of using the Akasha as a spiritual resource for personal empowerment and transformation. Actually, my first book, How to Read the Akashic Records, which came out in 2009, was the very first instruction manual of its kind, making access to the Akashic Records wide open for anybody who would want it. Subsequent to that, in 2011, I released my second book, which was Healing Through the Akashic Record. Really exploring how healing works in the records and preparing the practitioner to use the record for their own personal healing and then to use with others as well. And right now, we are on the verge of my third book, which is coming out very soon, just weeks away, and that is Discover Your Soul's Path Through the Akashic Records. And I hope you can take a look at that. Anyway, all of this to say that this has been such a joyous and wonderful journey for me, and has been for many other people as well. You know, it all started for me when I was 24. I had a pivotal spiritual moment. And in this moment, I became aware in a multidimensional way, right? I felt it in my feelings, my thoughts, my whole body. I had this spectacular moment in which I felt the love, the appreciation, the delight of the universe. And it was wonderful, right? At the same time, I felt very known. I felt as if the light of the universe was shining through me. There were no secrets, there was nothing to hide, and it was all good. It was such a powerful moment for me that it launched me out on the path. And launch I did, out I went. And what I found was that, first of all, I really wanted to have this level of spiritual awareness in my life as much as possible. And so I went out looking for it. And I spent really my 20s and 30s looking all over the place. And it was wonderful, and found so many great resources and avenues for personal growth and development. But nothing quite matched that experience that I had had when I was 24, until I encountered the Akashic record when I was 40. Now, if someone had told me it was going to take me that long to get there, I don't know if I would have bothered, but I did. Anyway, so I came into the records in 1994, and I have been working in them ever since, right? And now it's, we're months away from 2015, so it's been a while. It's an amazing spiritual resource because you don't have to be psychic, it's not religious, it really is, Akasha means primary substance, that from which all things are formed. And in my work, what we do is we connect into that realm that we're always connected to, right? But we become more conscious of it. Actually, and it's a soul level dimension of consciousness, I like to think of the record as the energetic connective tissue from the soul to the source. And so what it does, it's as if we're being held in a pillar of light as we awaken to our divine potential and bring it to bear in our ordinary lives. It's just, I can't say enough about the records. I absolutely love them. I love working with the pathway prayer process, which was given to me in 2001. And what I particularly cherish about this method is that it's a way to move into the deeper heart, the emotion, right? It's not just the thought. It's into the feeling essence and the will. It's tremendous. Anyway, Obviously you get it. I'm crazy about it. I love it. But I think what might be best would be to give you a chance to learn how to open your own records, and you'll have a sense of it for yourself. Better than me just talking about it, right? As much as I love to talk about it, that's not enough. You deserve an experience. So there are a few things I want you to know before we venture forward on this, all right? The first is this. You don't have to be psychic. You have a soul. You are already connected to your soul. Your soul is absolutely wonderful, right? Your soul is perfect, whole, and complete. So we're not worried about your soul. What we want to do is to be more conscious of the perfection that already resides within. You do not have to be psychic to do that, so don't worry about that. What we're looking at here is a subtle shift in awareness. Okay, so some people have dramatic shifts, but most of us have a subtle shift of awareness in which you will be able to register or get a sense of a different quality of vibration. Now, some people, when they go into the records, see images, okay? Not with their regular human eye, but with that internal seeing, right? They have an image, they have images, and you might have that. And some people actually hear sounds. I never hear anything, never. I don't have that. You know, you might have that, I don't have it. So you may or may not hear. But most of us have what's called sense of knowing. And what that is, it's actually the way it sounds, right? It's a sense, right? It's a seems like, and it can bubble up from within. So however it happens for you, just go with it. Just pay attention. That's all you have to do. Now, the way energy moves in the Akasha is it moves on the formed word. And what that means for us is we describe to the best of our ability what's happening or what's not happening. Okay? So you want to put words to your experience. Now you don't have to evaluate while you're in there, right? It's not the time to evaluate. It's the time to let yourself have the experience, describe it. Okay? We can figure it all out later. If we figure it out. At all. Okay, but here's the other thing. Very, very important. I'm going to take you through how to open your own records. And I want there to be no question. This is nowhere near a full course. Okay, but it's an opportunity to step into, right, the Akashic atmosphere. So I say let's take the opportunity. Now, here's a copy of the prayer. Okay, so you can see the prayer itself. And it's also posted on the free page. You know, we have the page of all those free gifts. It's all there. So you can just go there and get it. Okay? It'll work out real well. All right. When looking at the prayer, you will see that there are two parts. There's an opening and a closing. We will use them both. Now, the way it works is this. When opening the records, we read. You never have to memorize this either, okay? Reading is just perfect. We read the prayer from top to bottom, out loud, one time, okay? Then we go to the third stanza. It starts with help me. So you go there and it says help me to know, and at that point you use your current legal name, okay? You say this silently 2 times. We read the third stanza silently 2 times, inserting your current legal name. We're working on name vibration, right? Once we've completed that, we announce, we say out loud, the records are now open. Then we're going to have a couple of minutes. I don't know if it's going to be we'll have a couple of minutes in our records to have our experience, and then we'll close the records. And the way we close the records is we read the closing. So just reading the closing will transition you out of that realm back into your ordinary state. Okay? So, Are you ready? You ready to give it a try? Okay, here we go.
Okay. Now, you see the prayer here on the screen. All righty? And you'll notice the two parts, right? We have an opening and the closing. And we're going to actually use both parts. So let's review this. To open your own records, we read the opening prayer out loud from top to bottom, okay? Then we go to our third stanza, starting with help me, and we repeat this stanza silently 2 times using our current legal name, okay? So whatever your legal name is today, not from when you were born, today, okay? And then that's for a total of 3 times. And at that point, we will announce out loud the records are now open. It's very important to identify when we are moving from one state of awareness to another. It's actually quite helpful. At that point, we'll have a few minutes to enjoy our own experience, whatever it is, all righty? And then we'll close the records. And the way we close the records is we read the closing prayer. That's all we have to do. It's very effective. When we work in the records using this prayer, we never have to memorize this. Actually, it is much more effective if we read it, because in reading, we are more present than when we memorize. All righty? So let's do this. All right. So you see the prayer, and let's begin. And so we do acknowledge the forces of light, asking for guidance, direction, and courage to know the truth, as it is revealed for our highest good and the highest good of everyone connected to us. O Holy Spirit of God, protect me from all forms of self-centeredness and direct my attention to the work at hand. Help me to know myself in the light of the Akashic records, to see myself through the eyes of the Lords of the records, and enable me to share the wisdom and compassion that the masters, teachers, and loved ones of me have for me. Now go back to the beginning of the third stanza. It starts with help me, and repeat that stanza silently 2 times using your current legal name. Mm-hmm. 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 The records are now open. Good. And what we want to do now is take the opportunity to like settle in, right? Settle in, get centered in this Akashic environment. Okay? Good. You may sense it as a sacred space, maybe like a sanctuary, right? A realm of great reverence. Good. Good. Give yourself a chance to describe this Akashic atmosphere. You want to notice what it seems like. When we engage with subtle states of consciousness, it can be very helpful to begin with what it seems like. Okay, that's a valid place to start. So what does it seem like to you? Mm-hmm. Good. As you describe your experience, you may notice things moving a bit, right? Shifting. That's what happens. Energy moves on the formed word, and as we describe our experience to the best of our ability, the energy, right? The energies emerge. There you go. They move along. Okay. If perhaps it seems like nothing is happening, and if this is your first time encountering your own records in this manner, that's fine. Of course. If you're new at this, you're new at this. It's okay. But if it seems like nothing is happening, try to describe nothing. Is it totally still? Completely quiet? Do you have a sense of being contained? Protected? Mm-hmm. Or wide open? Yes. You may have a sense that it's very dark or very light, or somewhere in the middle. There may or may not be qualities of sound, movement or motion. Mm-hmm. Excellent. Now at this time, let's shift our attention to ourselves. Nice. And let's take this opportunity to observe ourselves. How is it for you to be in this space? Mm-hmm. Are you comfortable here or uncomfortable? Let's keep in mind that this is a spiritual realm, and the spiritual realm is governed by qualities of love, dignity, appreciation. This is not necessarily a psychic realm with phenomena and unusual activities. Okay? And as you are present, allow this to be just the way it is. Mm-hmm. Good. Good. So at this time, see if you can open yourself up just a little bit more. Okay. Good. Maybe settle in a little deeper. Right. Let yourself get just a little bit closer in the depth and the richness. And ask within yourself, within your records, ask for maybe a message, right? Some encouraging sentiment. Perhaps there's something for you to know at this point, or some awareness that could be very beneficial for you today. Mm-hmm. This may come to you as an image. Great. You may actually hear some words, probably in your own voice, maybe in another voice. Most likely, right? Most likely there is a sense of knowing surfacing from the deepest part of who you are. And as you catch a glimpse, yet a sense of the message that's available for you today, take it into your heart. And for now, let's close the records. I would like to thank the masters, teachers, and loved ones for their love and compassion. I would like to thank the lords of the Akashic records for their point of view. And I would like to thank the Holy Spirit of Light for all knowledge and healing. The records are now closed. Amen. The records are now closed. Amen. The records are now closed. Amen. Wonderful. Wonderful. Great work. So now that you've had your own experience, and wherever you are in the continuum, if you are an absolute beginner or you've been experimenting for a while, be respectful of your place in your own process. Good. But what I'd like to do now is I want you to meet two of our certified teachers who are seasoned practitioners and wonderful teachers. So let's hear what they have to say about their relationship with the records and the difference it's made in their lives.
I'm Barbara Schiffman. I'm a life and soul balance coach, a certified hypnotherapist, and a certified advanced Akashic records practitioner and teacher. I use and teach Linda Howe's Pathway Prayer Process since 2010. I've been working with it since 2009 when I first found Linda's book and contacted Linda and registered for her 2010 teacher training. And since then I've taught hundreds of students who are practitioners in other methods of healing and counseling modalities, other hypnotherapists, psychologists, Feng Shui practitioners, animal communicators, healers of all sorts, Reiki practitioners, to include Akashic Records work with the Pathway Prayer Process in their toolbox to great success and with my great pleasure. I love teaching other people to use this for themselves. I believe we all have a birthright to tune into the energy of our soul, and anyone who is called to do so can and hopefully will find the right method for them. The Pathway Prayer Process has been the right method for me. It's helped give me perspective, especially in health issues with family members. Also, it's given me more peace. My husband of 37 years has said that I have been far more peaceful ever since I've been working with the Akashic Records, and he should know. So I do encourage you to check out the teacher's training, to pursue it if you wish to deepen and widen and strengthen your connection with the records for yourself, and also help others find their pathway to the dimension of their soul.
My name is Reverend Cindy Walden, and I'm a religious science and interfaith minister affiliated with Anton as an independent minister. My ministry is not through a staff position in a church. It's through the Emerson Church Without Walls program, and that's by choice. I'm also an certified advanced instructor and workshop coordinator for the Center for Akashic Studies, a certified hypnotist, certified life coach with Sunny and her program, a Reiki master and energy worker, a tarot reader and instructor, and I have a full-time job that I love. Dr. Lisa has asked me to come to Milwaukee once a month and teach classes here at the center. I'm qualified to certify 3 classes on behalf of the Center for Akashic Studies: the beginning class and the advanced class, which are from the book How to Read the Akashic Records. And the third class that I'm certified to teach is Healing Through the Akashic Records, which is the information in the second book that Linda Howe wrote. I taught the beginning class to a small group here in Milwaukee about 1.5 years ago, and Dr. Lisa Stewart joined our class along with a few members of the board and ministerial students. Lisa later shared with me that she used the process to access the Akashic Records of Anton during one of their board meetings. And yes, an organization does have their own record. Obviously, she couldn't share with me the results, but it was fascinating that our organization truly is open at the top and was able to embrace the work and the information that was received. I've combined the Akashic Records with many modalities, including spiritual counseling now that I'm a minister. They can be combined with many modalities as long as the guidelines for both methods are being honored. A favorite protocol of mine from the advanced class is the energy healing protocol. It asks us to tell the story, look for causes and conditions, and finally see the soul-level truth of the situation. We don't use the Akashic Records with a client without their knowledge and permission, but I've used my practitioner training combined with the Akashic reading, and the results are powerful and amazing.
So until we meet again, thank you so much and enjoy the path.